All right, so now that you are all up to date on your local forecast, I hope you can stay with us, myself, Natalie Thomas, and Kasia Badurka, as we update you on the big weather stories. And I want to tell you right off the start, there are a lot of thunderstorms starting to pop up in eastern Ontario and southern Quebec. We have severe thunderstorm watches in around Ottawa and Montreal, and even some warnings. So this is going to be a big story over the next few hours. We're going to start things off in Atlantic Canada first. We'll take you to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, where today was a beautiful beach day. We did start to see a little bit of storm cloud activity through the day yesterday. But again, today was beautiful. It's been hot. It has been humid. And Kasia, it looks like tomorrow is going to be another fairly humid day.
Oh boy, is that ever true.
Oh, well, we will throw it over to you right now, Kasia, and let you talk about the Humidex.
Thank you, and here I am over Atlantic Canada, and like I said, it's going to be nice and warm, and but it does look like there is a system coming into this area come Monday. Humidex values, though, still very, very high, so if you're not into the humid weather, definitely stay clear of this weather. Seek shade, stay inside, because, oh boy, it's going to be very, very hot. Definitely stabilizing also in Newfoundland, where it's been a little cooler. Now, there is a thunderstorm risk, really a widespread risk all across Ontario, all up to the mouth of the St. Lawrence, the north and the south shore, everybody. And as you can see, the potential is also severe. So we are talking about some heavy downpours, very strong winds throughout the day. So, you know, for some of you that haven't seen any wet weather, this could be very good news, in fact. Now, the thunderstorm risk really extends, like I said, all into Ontario. It's going to be hitting us at different parts of the day, as you can imagine. So earlier into the day, even overnight, really, it's going to be passing through northern regions of Ontario, hitting Ontario or southern Ontario, let's say, in the overnight hours, morning up to the east areas. Now, over to western Ontario, Humidex values, well, they are also quite high, and this isn't necessarily a good thing when it comes to all the wildfires that have been going on in northwestern Ontario. Well, what we're looking at here is Sioux Lookout. Really, for weeks now, we've been talking about this story. Over 90 wildfires are currently burning down almost 200,000 hectares of land. We spoke to officials regarding that, or I believe maybe we're not throwing to that after all, but we will be getting to that shortly as well. Okay, well, let's take a look at what we're expecting across the Great Lakes Basin for Monday afternoon. Again, a hot and muggy one. As you can see, the numbers in yellow, that's your Humidex value. So very hot again, 42 for Toronto. So keeping note of that as we head to the northwestern, northeastern regions. Also, a lot of humidity on its way. And really the same story across the prairies. It is just going to be a hot few days, as you could see. There also is a potential for some thunderstorms. I'm going to tell you all about that in your long range starting now. We begin your long range on Monday. Back to work, and we are looking for a potential of thunderstorms all across the eastern border of the country. It won't be a full day event for most of us, just, you know, some bouts of heavy downpours. There will be some lightning as well, and a possibility of some hail. So keeping note of that, bringing your umbrella to work. High pressure, though, is on its way for Ontario, so conditions will be warming up and clearing up also. Humid across the prairies with a system here that we're watching in northern regions. And a sunny day for you in BC. Monday, also Tuesday, a great day with that humidity persisting across the prairies. And again, there's always that potential for thunderstorms, but really quite seasonal. Just a little rain still for the Maritimes on Tuesday. Wednesday, back to seasonal. Just a little rain left for us in the Maritimes. Definitely more so rain, more potential for us in southern Ontario. Hot and hazy, and again, much more rain for the western part of the country, and that includes you, Vancouver.
Why do Canada's most experienced travelers trust Medipack? Because Medipack covers most stable pre-existing medical conditions regardless of your age. Medipack travel insurance is affordable, and you can select the coverage and deductible that's right for your budget. Plus, when you have a medical emergency, your call is answered by Medipack's own team of doctors and nurses, not telemarketers. And Medipack is the only travel insurance program recommended exclusively by the Canadian Snowbird Association and the Royal Canadian Legion. A serious accident or illness while traveling can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why take that chance when you can get comprehensive and affordable protection from Medipack? Choosing the right travel insurance is simple. Call now and save up to 22% with our loyalty credit, claims-free, and early bird discounts. The Medipack early bird discount is only available until August 8th. Call 1-877-633-4722 or medipackearlybird.com. That's 1-877-MEDIPAC.
It's time to celebrate, McRib fans, because it's back.
The Weather Network, your trusted source for weather.
For fruits and vegetables, Maggie and I always ask Joe. He's the expert. And we only trust Caesar when it comes to Maggie's meals. They have a complete range of products designed for small dogs, so Maggie has an expert of her own. Caesar, devoted to small dogs.
The following program is presented in described video for the visually impaired.
Happening Now is brought to you by Nissan.
Well, unfortunately, fires continue to burn out of control throughout Northwestern Ontario, and it seems the weather is doing very little to help the situation.
This has been going on for quite some time. It's been since the end of June. And so you can imagine with the fire personnel out on the line, the heat, the humidity, the fatigue that would come from fighting forest fires, they're going to have to come back and get a couple of days off, and they'll have to be backfilled with people who can stay on the fires. So that's the situation where it's basically an ongoing emergency response, and we not only have to deal with the fires that we have right now, but also the ones that we can expect down the road.
Well, it is still going to be very humid in Northwestern Ontario, across the Prairie, Southern Ontario through Southern Quebec. We'll talk about the heat after your local forecast.
Your local forecast is brought to you by Taco Time.
Weather news is coming up right after this local forecast.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Taco Time. Start your own Mexican revolution.
Okay, so as we head through Sunday evening, I know a lot of us are gearing up for another week at work. So for Monday morning, you may have been at the cottage all weekend. You may have not watched a lot of television. So what we're going to do is get you back up to speed on what you missed. And a lot of that has to do with heat and humidity. So let's travel back to Saturday. We'll take you to Winnipeg, the Forks. And I have to tell you, I was at the Forks in Winnipeg back in April, and it's even more beautiful now. That summer has finally hit the region. But in Winnipeg on Saturday at the Forks, that's where we recorded the hottest temperature in the entire country at nearly 35 degrees. And then for Sunday in Toronto, that's where we were. Hottest spot today across the country was Toronto at Pearson Airport. And don't forget, it's felt even warmer with the humidity. But the heat and humidity is great if you're at the beach, but not great if you're a farmer. And there have been a lot of dry conditions in southern Ontario over the last few weeks. We spoke to one farmer in the area to find out how this compares with other summers.
I think we got spoiled over the last 2 years. The last two previous years have been like the awesome growing conditions we've had. Although wet throughout the summer, we've had fantastic crops, record-breaking yields. And so this year it's a harder pill to swallow because we're looking at, late crops. Last year's were just fantastic. I mean, and the year before, where it looked like a dismal crop, we had this awesome late season of fantastic weather and extending that growing season and timely rains, and that just equaled fantastic yields for our area.
So in the city of Toronto, we have seen 4 millimeters of rainfall since the start of July. Not enough for farmers in southern Ontario. We may in fact get some rain overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, but right now the more active weather is not southwestern Ontario, but in the east. Ottawa, Montreal, the risk for some severe cells to develop. We saw some severe activity further to the north and around Timmins and Kapuskasing earlier today. That has shifted further to the south, and even parts of northern New Brunswick later tonight could see some thunderstorms. It's all associated with the cold front that is sinking south. As we shift our attention to the west, we also have the risk for thunderstorms, potentially severe across Alberta and the northern BC interior, and then that shifts a little bit further to the east tomorrow. Parts of Alberta and even into Saskatchewan could see a few severe cells popping up. But this is nothing new over the last couple of days. We've certainly seen some thunderstorm activity. We'll take you to Manitoba, where how beautiful is this video? If you like to watch thunderstorms, dark skies, lightning, lighting up the night skies. In Calgary, it was a very similar scene as well. By the way, in Calgary tonight, it's the last evening to enjoy the Midway out at the Stampede. Yes, the Stampede is over after tonight. And the other interesting thing about Alberta, yes, we've seen a lot of thunderstorm activity and a lot of rain, and the mosquito capital of Canada has left Winnipeg to Edmonton. We hear now from officials in Alberta talking about the mosquito population.
Due to the recent rainfall that Edmonton has been experiencing, and we are going into our third mosquito control program. We do this after we've done a certain amount of monitoring. We monitor through dip checks. We actually go into the different breeding sites through any bodies of water. We check to see how many mosquito larvae are in there. If there's none, of course, we're not spraying, but when you have 10 or more per dip, then we'll go in and we'll actually treat that water body.
All right, so we will have more weather stories for you coming up in just a moment.
Weather News has been brought to you by Swiss Chalet.
Attention all parents. Do you feed your baby food from a jar where sugars, fillers, preservatives, or even worse can all be found? Well, now there's a healthier, cheaper, faster option. Introducing the latest addition to the Magic Bullet family, the Baby Bullet. Now you can make and store a week's worth of fresh organic baby food in under 5 minutes for less than $3. The Baby Bullet makes fresh, organic, nutrient-rich baby food in an instant, like this apple and plum puree full of vitamins and antioxidants made in just 7 seconds. You'd pay up to $70 a month for jarred baby food. But look, the Baby Bullet turns this one sweet potato into 20 ounces of fresh, organic baby food. That's equal to 8 jars of baby food from the store. And storing your fresh baby food is just as easy. Just pour your puree into the storage cup and twist the lid to seal. Now turn the dial to today's date and you instantly have your own made-on date, so you'll always know how fresh your baby's food is.
You should try the Baby Bullet because it is a whole system that makes making your baby's natural organic baby food so easy.
And the best part of it is that you have the little dial and you can put the date on it so you know when it's good until.
You need the Baby Bullet.
The Baby Bullet system teaches you what to feed your baby, when to feed, and how much to feed your baby at every stage of their development. You could spend hundreds of dollars on processors and blenders that still can't do what the Baby Bullet can do. But call now and for a limited time you can have the Baby Bullet system for just 5 payments of only $19.99. But hold everything. Call now and get a second Baby Bullet system free. All you pay is shipping and processing. It's the must-have system for moms with babies and makes the perfect baby shower gift.
Try the Baby Bullet risk-free for 30 days, and if you don't think it makes and stores a week's worth of fresh, organic baby food in under 5 minutes for less than $3, simply return the system for a full refund of the purchase price. Remember, this is a TV-only offer, so call or log on right now and get a second complete Baby Bullet system free.
Is it a good day to be active outdoors? Check the Air Quality Health Index forecast and find out. If it's low, you're good to go. Get out there and do what you love to do. The Air Quality Health Index is available in limited areas of Canada. Related health messages can be found in the Air Quality section of our website.
Closed captioning has been brought to you in part by Bailey's, blended with ice.
So here at home, central Canada may be feeling the heat, but so is Europe. Belgrade, Serbia has been one of the hottest capitals for days, with temperatures around 37 degrees in the shade. Now, even the zoos are sweltering, and Belgrade zookeepers have doubled their efforts to help the animals survive the heat. Special trucks with ice for the seal pool have been delivered daily. They're basically doing this to maintain the optimum water temperature of 15 to 17 degrees. But there are some creatures that love soaking in the sun's rays. African elephants are certainly in their element with the heat. Even still, zookeepers doused the large animals just in case. Well, we have a lot of heat and humidity to talk about here at home. It begins right after your local forecast.
Local forecast is brought to you by Litter Locker.
Active weather is coming up right after this local forecast.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Litter Locker. the best soiled litter disposal system that locks in odors.
Beautiful thunderstorms, lightning. This was the scene in Manitoba Saturday night, and it could possibly be the scene this evening. There is, in fact, current warnings, watches in place for the Manitoba area, and we're going to get to that very, very shortly. Hello, this is Kasia Badurka for the Weather Network. Thank you so much for joining us. We're now talking active weather across the country. Let's take you first to Alberta, where we are looking at a potential for some severe thunderstorms. There is a watch. That means the potential is there. It's not necessarily imminent, but there could be some heavy downpours coming through the area, as well as very strong winds. The same goes for you south of the Interlakes region in Manitoba. It could be, you know, last night all over again this evening, and this is really due to this cell that's right now going through the Dakotas, and it's quite strong. So again, this could mean heavy downpours for you and even a potential for some hail. Now, we have seen a lot of humid weather, and that's actually one of the fuels for all this thunderstorm activity. It's felt like over 40 for these parts as well as for Ontario. Stick with us.
Now at McDonald's, pick your favorite topping and favorite syrup for a perfect size treat. The new snack size McFlurry at a perfect snack size price. Just $1.99 plus tax.
At eHarmony, we take the world and narrow it down for you to those singles with whom you share powerful compatibility. That helps you be more selective and more in control of the possibilities. Visit eHarmony today and review your compatible matches free.
I could say that Yoptimal is loaded with fruit. And I could say that it has not one, but 2 probiotics. I could tell you a lot of other things too, but I was taught not to speak with my mouth full.
Yoptimal, 40% more fruit than its leading competitor, and 2 probiotics that contribute to healthy digestive tract flora. Enjoy Yoptimal in lactose-free and fat-free too.
Are you feeling Yoptimal today?
In the last week of July 2009, Western Canada sweltered during a rare heat wave. Vancouver broke its all-time temperature record twice. All-time records were shattered across British Columbia. From Burnaby to Langley, temperatures were in the mid-30s and even into the 40s. The amplified jet stream pushed warm air far into the territories. Tuktoyaktuk on the shores of the Arctic Ocean basked in nearly 30-degree weather.
Now, Canada is a very rich country for water. We actually have the 3rd most amount of water in the world here in Canada, so we maybe sometimes take it for granted. Water is very unevenly distributed across the planet, and in places where you have to walk for miles to get water and transport it in other ways, very, very labor intensive. We just go to our tap, never think about the consumption. The water quality in Canada is very high. We're a very highly regulated water supply, so it's tested constantly, and there's very few instances of waterborne illnesses here in Canada. The UN thinks in 2025, 2/3 of the world is going to be in water-stressed conditions. So certainly in our lifetimes, there's going to be some serious water challenges worldwide. And let's just take this time and this opportunity to slow down our consumption and just be a little bit more responsible with water.
Well, because they have nice people showing us what the weather is going to be like, whether I can bike or not.
Spring and summer are prime time for mosquitoes and black flies. Expect to see mosquitoes swarm from dusk until morning. Black flies are most active in the morning and late afternoon. Did you know it's the female who seeks blood? She needs the protein to produce eggs and can bite more than once. Mosquitoes and black flies tend to avoid breezes and direct sun, but watch out if a storm is on the way. They're all known to bite more aggressively before bad weather. For more information, visit the bug report on theweathernetwork.com.
When the weather is uncertain, there's no better time to give your living room a fresh look. And the best way is with Behr Premium Plus Ultra Interior Paint and Primer in one. Let's get it done. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Pollen forecast is brought to you by Multi-Symptom Arius. Pollen forecast has been brought to you by Multi-Symptom Arius. Serious science for your tough allergy symptoms.
At Arius, we continue to search for effective ways to relieve even more of your worst allergy symptoms. That's why Arius now also relieves itchy ears and even itchy throat. We understand how all your symptoms, like sneezing, can make you feel. Multi-Symptom Arius has the power to relieve even more of your toughest symptoms. For tough symptoms like congestion, trust the serious science of Arius.
Happening Now is brought to you by Stony Creek Furniture.
All right, well, we will have another look at your local forecast in less than 60 seconds from right now. But first, a bit of a preview as to what we're going to be talking about. I'm Natalie Thomas.
And I'm Kasia Badurka, and this is Carmageddon, but no longer, actually. Here in Los Angeles, construction over a major bridge took place over the weekend, but...
yeah, the roads are back open. It's very good news for that commute. Now in Montreal, I love this with the guy holding the umbrella for her.
I find it actually very romantic.
I think so too, especially since Humidex values we're pushing the low 40s.
That's right. He may actually need that umbrella for another reason tomorrow.
Yes, thunderstorms. We could see thunderstorms in Montreal tonight and tomorrow. Same thing in around southern Manitoba.
And this is exactly what we're looking at. Saturday night, Winnipeg did have some storms, some beautiful lightning, a lightning show in fact, and another potential for that again this evening. Isn't that so?
That is right, and we'll talk all about that after your local forecast.
Your local forecast is brought to you by Best Western.
Stay tuned to the Weather Network. Your national, regional, and long-range forecasts are coming up next.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Best Western, the world's biggest hotel family.